Run scored back in that fifth. He softly grounds this one to short. Peralta fields it cleanly over to Allen for one, and then to first base, not in time. The speed of Chain getting himself there. So the fielder's choice gets Yang out at second, but Chain aboard at first.
That completely saws him off with that fastball in on the hands. And Peralta just a strike over to Allen for the one. A little bit of a pretty strong slide by Chen to at least break up the double play. Allen's not able to get as strong of a throw off. Even if it was, though, you mentioned it, Yang was hustling down that first base line. Didn't think it was going to be enough time to get the throw off.
Yeah, it was such a really kind of weakly hit ball over to short that by the time Peralta got it, Chain was pretty much halfway there already. And now the lineup turns back over, and Shulan Chung has certainly been having himself a good day. It's 2 for 3, 2 hits, or 2 runs scored, and an RBI. And now this one lifted into right center field. Moving over is Max Murphy. Calls off Zuber, the center fielder, and makes the catch for out number 1. Should say out number 2. So nice job by Nissen to kind of settle down here after the home run and the walk to force the fielder's choice, and then the routine fly out into right field. Chunlin Wang now settling in for the Brothers. Good stop by Groshans there behind the plate. A low ball for ball number 1. 364 average in the tournament for Chunlin Huang. 1 hit today and an RBI back in the second inning. 15-10. Your eyes do not deceive you. 25 total runs and 5 2/3 played between these two teams. Fifteen of those runs all in the first inning. An inning that lasted about an hour and 5 minutes we clocked it at.
I think we were at an hour and 10.
Hour and 10 minutes. Way inside by Nissen on that one. Make it 2-1.
There's another bluff run at first base from Yang. Yeah, it got Elvis Peralta biting and a couple of steps evaded from that shortstop position.
All a part of the games that this Brothers team plays. We know there's some wheels over there. No steal attempts yet in this one. And Nissen misses outside, so it's 3-1.
I think we're starting to figure out that stealing bases, while yes, it can help you over the course of a tournament, especially when you're needing to move production and get some guys in motion, we're figuring out that base hits are automatically putting runners in an extra base anyways.
Another miss by Nissen. Second walk of the game for him. Second walk of the inning. And now first and second.
I think it's Kane County's bullpen moving again. I saw Derek Cherry on the mound earlier stretching. Now he's starting to run around in the bullpen. Groshans goes out and has a quick chat to help smooth things over here. It's just been a very interesting couple of innings from some of the bullpen arms. I saw Kyle Krieger having some control issues earlier on. Zach Veen was a little bit sporadic at times. Again, you're learning to pitch in elevation. It's going to take a couple of batters to get yourself back into it. But now you're at a dangerous spot where you're just one swing away and you're putting yourself within bloop and blast territory. And this is a dangerous batter who can certainly put a charge into something.
That is Xiao Yu Su. And you are right, Trevor. He's been having himself a good day already. Especially with runners in scoring position, he can be dangerous. He fouls off the first pitch. 3, 4, and 5. Potentially what Nissen would have to face if this continues. Right in the middle of this Brothers order. The 0-1. 84 miles an hour just floats it in for strike number 2. Be the top of the order due up for the Cougars. The bottom of the 6th. Payoff pitch. This one into right field. Murphy drifting over towards the line and makes the routine catch out there. But we do see the first home run of Chinese Taipei off the bat of Cui Tang Chen. And another run to get this a little bit closer. 5 runs might seem like a lot, but not in this atmosphere between these two teams. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cougars chasing 15-10 on the lead over the Brothers. Elvis Peralta stepping in for Kane County to lead this one off. He will face Chan Cheng Lin back out for his 2nd inning of work. It's been a good day for Peralta. 2 for 3. He's came around and scored 3 times. Has an RBI as well. Just kind of loops this one into center field. It's going to be a long track in, and it gets down for a base hit. Just no man's land right in front of Huang in center field.
3rd hit for Peralta. And just a little pop-up here. A ball that's below the knees, tailing away from him. He's able to stay strong enough and just a little flop shot into shallow center.
Just off the end of the bat, but enough to push it into center field. It's a good day for Elvis Peralta. Now Josh Allen. 4 RBIs in the game for Josh Allen, one of 2 Cougars with that amount. Swinging at the first pitch, grounding it foul down the left field line.
It's 2 former St. Paul Saints who have won a championship together.
A lot of chemistry, as you mentioned, even former teammates and guys just seeing each other around the league and even in other leagues. As Allen watches a pitch high, makes it 1-1. You see it all the time in the American Association. These guys will get together before games and have chats, go out to eat after games as well. Peralta getting a little jumpy over at first base as Allen watches a ball down and away. So works a good count at 2-1. Another pitch high. Makes it 3-1. See Peralta over at first, really just jumping around, trying to get Chang Lin's attention. Get him thinking about anything else except putting something in there for Josh Allen to hit. The 3-1. Allen turns on this one down the left field line and just foul. Would have had Peralta trotting into home pretty easily. But instead, just a long strike, and we'll do it again at 3-2.
I was trying to shade that outfield more pull side on Allen. We saw him go the opposite way against Diablos. He doesn't really go the other way. Seems like almost everything that Josh Allen is hitting when he is on is from left center down that left field line. He's not just a dead pull hitter, but you don't often see him go the other way.
With that said, no shift on of any sort. And a full count now to the Cougars' second baseman. There goes Peralta on the pitch, and this one fielded cleanly. Nicely done by Lynn. Turns around and tries to get it to first, but throws it off the bag. So Allen will be safe at first. There was no chance at turning two with Peralta running on the pitch.
I'll go down as the second error of the game for the Brothers. It's a tough play, pirouetting and trying to get it to throw off target or on target. Instead, just kind of holds on to the baseball maybe a hair too long and pulls it glove side. We've already seen this. When you give in the Kane County free bases, whether it's walks or it's errors, they've taken advantage. And again, the gauntlet starts now with Dylan Thomas.
3 walks today for Dylan Thomas. He's been aboard every single time that he has been up to bat. As he watches a first pitch outside, he has early on been one of the most valuable pieces on this Cougars team. Still the average up at 667. Nobody out. The runners at first and second. And that one almost glanced off of Thomas, but still it'll be another ball for a 2-0 count.
Well, the man on deck, Jabari Henry, has been a non-factor in this game, and it's not due to anything for Jabari. He lined out to right field, but he just hasn't really gotten anything else to hit. He's been walked 3 times, just like Dylan Thomas has. So when you think about these guys here in this 3 and 4 part of the order, they're your big boppers, someone who could run into something, keep on making multiple runs with just one swing. But in reality, they just haven't had really much to swing at.
6 walks between Dylan Thomas and Jabari Henry. Just to back up that point, it has been a lot of caution from the Brothers. Now Thomas ahead 2-0. Could be potentially chasing that 4th walk of the game, or if he gets something to square up. We have seen him get a hit back in the second. Went past the glove of Cheney, ended up at third base after the error. This one fouled off. Trevor catch it. Almost hit our window. We heard it hit the roof over our heads.
I don't play that game anymore. I had a dent in my booth in Winnipeg.
That sounds scary.
It was
hard enough to dent your booth. So 2-1 then. The late strike call looks like it just caught that bottom edge. Nice location there by Cheng Lin. And a good fight back. After throwing 2 straight balls, he's now even the count 2-2. It's Peralta on second, Allen on first. Dylan Thomas trying to not go down for the first time in this game. And he will, though. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Cheng Lin. Just the 4th strikeout of the game for the Brothers, and the first one since the 3rd inning.
It's a little sinker that started tailing away right at about the last moment. Pitch that looked appetizing and then dropped right below the barrel.
So it's Jabari Henry. Big swing for him at first, and it's 0-1. Mentioned it a little earlier. He's got 3 walks, officially 0 for 1. He's come around and scored twice, but yet to make his mark on his Baseball Champion League debut. Long time set for Cheng Lin. Now fires. And it grazes Jabari Henry. So 3 walks and a hit by pitch for Jabari Henry in this game, and the bases are now loaded with just 1 out.
If you were to ask Jabari Henry what he thought his first Baseball Champions League game was going to come down to, I don't think he would have said, I'm going to get walked 3 times and I'm going to get hit by a pitch. And I'm still going to be 0 for 1 on the day.
That was probably a 10 out of 10 hit by a pitch location, though, if you had to take one. Just barely grazing the jersey, maybe the arm a little bit. But just being able to walk it off and get yourself over to first. And now it's Raywalt. Just missing on that outside corner is Cheng Lin. 429 for this tournament for Josh Raywalt today. He's 1 for 3. 2 RBIs back in that first inning.
Yeah, the RBI single and the RBI base on balls.
Take both of those. 13 hits apiece for both these teams, but of course the Cougars score up 15-10, heavily due to the walks issued by the brothers. Chang gets his sign and comes set. The 1-1. Raywald in front of that one. A nice dropper there by Chang.
And does a good job changing speeds and changing directions. Start with the fastball upstairs, Raywald tardy, then slows him down and gets his big limbs waving.
The first baseman Sue in just a little bit. Say standard depth on the left side by Lin at third, and then double play depth up the middle. Here's the 1-2. And this is a double play ball fielded by Sherlin over to short and back to first. The old 4-6-3 to get out of the bases loaded jam for the brothers. So despite the trouble, no runs given up, and a 15-10 game holds here going to the top of the 7th inning. We got more BCL action coming up in just a minute. Cougars and Brothers after this. Top of the 7th coming up here at Estadio Alfredo Harpilou. Beautiful location for this BCL tournament. And there is Art Warren. Second appearance here in the Baseball Champions League 2026. His first one, pretty good. Helped steady the storm for the Cougars against the Diablos. Came in for an inning and gave up 1 hit, but a strikeout as well. He gets the call here in the 7th inning against the Brothers. First pitch to Wei Ta-Su is outside for ball 1. Just celebrated his 32nd birthday, March 23rd, 1993, for Art Warren. So happy belated birthday to him. Drafted by the Seattle Mariners in the 23rd round in the 2015 amateur draft. Last pro game came against the Chicago Cubs in 2022. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, and a strikeout. 3 earned runs on top of it. He's quickly behind, though, 3-0 to Weitasu.
He's one of the top velocity arms in this Kane County Cougars bullpen. Fastball's usually sitting around that 95 to 96 range.
Really tough to hit in the American Association. That certainly translates into this tournament. You got to locate it, see what happens on the 3-0. That one right down the middle at 96, speaking of it. It's just amazing how fast 96 comes at you. I mean, even just compared to 91, 92. It is a blink of an eye and a snap-second decision. But he misses outside. 5-pitch walk to Weitasu. His third of the game.
Now, leadoff walks are not ideal. It puts you in a situation where you got to come right back to work with a man on base, and it does give you a chance to reset with the time it does take for them to make their way back to first. But you're going into the middle of this order, and they've been producing so far today, so you need to get your bearings set in order. Look for a ground ball to one of your middle infielders.
It's the 8th walk of the day for the Cougars, 16th total in the game by both teams. Final on the edge of the grass over at third, expecting a potential bunt here by Chu Chun Lin. Started his day off well. A couple of RBIs early in this game, but grounded into a double play in the 4th and then flew out in the 5th. And a quick conversation now between Groshans and Warren.
Yeah, everything's just running arm side on Warren. There's a good chance for Groshans to go in, just reset everything, slow something down, and just get Warren back in the right swing of things.
It's the hardest thing when you can throw that hard, because when you can locate in the zone and hit your edges, it is almost an impossible pitch to hit at a level like this, but finding that control can be a little bit difficult when you're throwing up in the 95, 96 mile an hour range. The 1-0 to Lin. Looked like he was going to bunt, pulled it back. And it's 2-0.
And we're just seeing this from this Kane County Cougars pitching side so far. It's a lot of just spraying around.
It's been 7 pitches for Warren, 6 of them balls. He sneaks in a strike there, just on the inside edge. It was pulled back on the bunt once again by Lin. They're chasing 5. 3 innings to play. And a good fight back here now by Warren. Make it 2-2. A bright spot in all 3 games, Chu Chun Lin. Consistent threat on the bases. He's played a pretty good third base as well. And there was 97 on the gun by Warren, but too far to the outside.
That's the second time he's hit 97, and it's pretty much the same exact location as well as the first one.
He's got to bring it back in more. I mean, he can hit the edge on that. It's almost impossible to hit from that left-handed side. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Mixes up the speed at 87. Gets Lin out in front of it, and strikeout number 1 for Art Warren.
Oh, that's also what part of it is 97 off the outside corner, and then he just comes back and then spins something around. 10 miles an hour of a difference of speed. It really changes your timing up, and especially when you're consistently seeing that 96, 97, you throw the wrinkle in it, you're not really getting anything done there.
That's the beauty of it. If you can just locate that fastball and just pick and choose when you want to throw what, keep them on their toes always.
I mean, it comes down to tunneling, like how your fastball and your slider look coming out of the same location. Like you see with Paul Skeens quite a bit with the Pittsburgh Pirates, is that almost everything comes out of his hand pretty much the exact same way, and then you look at the way things are starting to move around. That slider then just starts, and about 3/4 of the way through starts to flip its way back to the other side. Then you go with the changeup, same exact thing. It starts moving towards the outside and then comes back to the inside. It just is so important to be able to mix up your pitches and have them all tunnel around the same location.
This one misses low for 2-0. If you haven't seen that Paul Skeens video, the overlay of all the balls and where they start and where they break away, it is something to behold, and he is certainly one of the best young pitchers in the game. And honestly, I think you can go a step above that. I think he's just simply one of the best pitchers in the game.
That's him and Tarek Skubal, 1-2.
This one squirts away here from Groshans, and that's going to move Sue over to second base.
Rare pass ball. Groshans, usually a sure-handed catcher, and this one backs up on Warren. Tries to go with the slider in. Looks like Groshans gets a little bit kind of handcuffed on himself.
It just kind of looked like he had the glove flipped the wrong way. Maybe wasn't expecting as much break as there was there from Warren, who's, again, in a little bit of trouble here behind 3-0 to Meng Chi Hu.
It just wasn't enough break. That one backs up on him, so it looks like it's supposed to start going more left. But again, the elevation, you don't get the same sort of spin, so that ball kind of cement mixes a bit.
The 3-0. High and inside. Walk, strikeout, walk. The stat line so far for Warren. Puts runners at first and second, just one out. 7-8-9 due up here for the Brothers. And David Holmberg going to come out, the pitching coach for the Cougars, and have a conversation with Warren. Bullpen is active once again for the Cougars as well as the Brothers. Won't see a call to the pen here, but this is obviously a dangerous situation for Warren, and even more so with Shei-Chang Chen stepping up. He has been having a good day. The sacrifice fly back in the second, but the only home run of the tournament so far for Chinese Taipei. Back in the 6th inning. It's the lefty warming up for the Cougars, Jordan Martinson. Thank you for the assist, Trevor.
Binoculars certainly help.
Thought it was a good bring.
It was.
The binocs.
I wouldn't have enough room in my suitcase. I'm not exactly good at doing these packing things. I have an overpacking problem when it comes to that. Just
well, especially if you get souvenirs or whatever else.
Oh,
you always got to bring a slightly bigger bag whenever you go on a trip.
Yeah, I'm going to have some trouble getting everything back in the suitcase, head back north.
Yeah, just sit on top of it and zip. You'll be all right. Tang Chen taking strike number 1 by Warren. 96 down the middle. Blasted a solo shot to lead off the 6th inning. Into the Brothers bullpen. An opportunity to try to cut into this lead here in the 7th. This one almost got away from Warren. Just barely misses the back of Chen and evens the count at 1. Wind blowing slightly left to right. It's that right center field gap. Just missing off the edge.
Quality pitch, too. Again, they just don't chase that often.
Really disciplined team as we've seen this Chinese Taipei. See what Chen does now with a 2-1. Goes in the opposite way this time. Murphy floating over, seeing if he has enough room in the corner, and he does. So a nice catch by Max Murphy. The tag by Sue gets him to third, but if you're the Cougars, you'll take that.
That's a long fly out down the right field line. Looks like it was slicing foul. Murphy has just enough room, and that wall comes up pretty quick. It is a big outfield. He was in foul territory, but 332 feet down that line. That retaining wall is right there as well, and it's kind of an awkward positioning for it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, watching it, I thought it was just going to float into those bleachers, but hung up just enough for Murphy to have the awareness and make the catch in the corner. Amazing, too. I mean, how far that ball flew off the bat of Chu-Teng Chen. Here's Shang-Hee Yang now. RBI single back in the first. So for 2 cents, he did walk back in the 6th. Runners at the corner for Warren. He's able to even up the count at 1. 21 pitches just in this inning alone for Art Warren. Bit taxing compared to his first outing against Diablos. This Brothers team has given the Cougars all they can handle so far. Not every game for these Brothers team has been pretty, but they have been in all of them, specifically that last one with the Crocodiles. Looking like they were going to carry that 6-2 victory before the big comeback in the 7th. Another outside pitch that bends away. It's 3-1. And in a dogfight here now with Kane County. They're 0-2, but they're a scrappy 0-2.
Everything's come down to the wire almost.
The 3-1. Able to zip that one in there and make it full.
I mean, it's been competitive.
Salut. Ouais. J'ai une petite question pour toi dans
Well, if we're just playing hypotheticals here, if the Cougars hold on to win this one, they go to 2-0. If Dantos are able to beat the Crocodiles, all of a sudden you have 3 teams that are really in the mix to potentially grab that last spot and play on Sunday between the Diablos Dantos and Crocodiles of Cuba. There goes Peralta on the run. It's a snap throw down. And how about a stolen base for Elvis Peralta? First one we've seen today. And meanwhile, Josh Allen goes down looking on strikes. It's a high pitch. He didn't agree with the call. But it is strikeout number 1 for Pinyin Sang.
Sometimes your microphones are super good at catching everything.
Yeah, we apologize for the choice language. Brings up Dylan Thomas with a runner in scoring position.
Chad, at least you know your microphones work.
A rare strikeout for Dylan Thomas his last time up. And he takes a big hack at this one for strike 1 here in the 8th inning. Other than that, he's walked 3 times and singled. See that 571 batting average, and more importantly, that OPS 1.482. Long time to the plate for Sang. Now he comes. Holds back on a low pitch. Makes it 1-1. The last 4 outs by the Cougars, all strikeouts. Side being struck out by Yingjue Chen to get out of the 7th inning, and then Sang starting his day off after giving up the single to Peralta with a strikeout to Allen. Pops in another one at 92, bottom corner, tough place. Try to put some bat on ball for Dylan Thomas. The 1-2 coming in from Sang. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Dylan Thomas. Back-to-back Ks for Pinyin Sang.
Yeah, just mixes up the elevation well. Goes low, high, back low, back high, and this time he elevates. And Thomas just a tick behind it.
So now the last 5 outs made by the Cougars, all by way of the K. And that brings in Jabari Henry. Still hunting his first hit in this BCL Championship League. And there it is, right through the hole on the left side. Coming around third is Peralta, and the Cougars pick up a big insurance run off the bat of Jabari Henry.
It wasn't imperative to bring that run in, but you just need to find a way to get those 2-out ribbies, and this is a fastball that leaks right back over the middle of the plate. Simple swing from Jabari, drives it through the left side of the infield. Peralta's speed, no chance.
Good piece of hitting for Jabari Henry. Probably feels good to at least get that one out of the way after having to be patient for it. 3 walks and a hit by pitch, plus that fly out in the second, and now an RBI single. So the lead 6 for the Cougars.
6 plate appearances, 2 at-bats. Just
kind of a funny stat line at the end of the day.
Doesn't happen all that often.
No, it doesn't. Josh Raywald, on the other hand, 1 for 4. 2 RBIs, though, both coming in the first inning. 1 by a hit, 1 by a walk. First pitch swinging and missing for strike 1. Albeit the run given up, Sang has pitched pretty well, mixing up pitches and spots, getting a couple of strikeouts. The 0-1 tapped foul. And for the Cougars, efficiency has been the name of the game. 16 runs on 16 hits. I think you'll take those numbers. Sang looking to get out of the inning, just giving up the 1 run. The 0-2 on the way. 92 mile an hour is too high for Raywalt. That's hard to do. Defense straight up against Raywalt. Half swing, and he went around. So for the second time, the Brothers strike out the side against the Cougars, but this time around they do tack on 1 more run. It is a 6-run lead for the Cougars going to the top of the 9th. Brothers down to their last 3 bullets, looking to make something happen here in day 3 of the BCL.
In the heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
Top of the 9th inning in a high-scoring affair, 16-10. Cougars on top of the Brothers. The Brothers down to their last lives here, and they'll have to do it against Jake Gozo. There's Xiao Yusu settling in, 417 on the average, 5 hits today. He's got 3 of them. Gozo has been a huge part of this Cougars team, coming out and being the de facto closer. Mentioned that combined no-no that Vin Timpanelli started on June 1st. It was Gozo that got the last out for those. He also got the win in the final game of the Miles Wolf Cup final. His last 20 appearances, at least in the American Association, no earned runs. Really finished on a high note. This one smacked into right field and down for a base hit. So Xiao Yusu keeps the Brothers alive with his 4th hit of the game.
It's a combined 30th hit in this game between these two clubs.
That mixed in with 16 walks. We've certainly seen a lot of offense.
This is shaping up to be the longest game of the tournament so far.
We're going to hit it. I mean, I think we could flirt with that 4-hour mark, Trevor. Wei Tu Su, been a dangerous bat as well. This is the belly of the beast of this Chinese Taipei lineup that Jake Gozo and this defense for the Cougars has to go through. 2 runs and an RBI for him today. You see that .333 average. He's reached base every single time. 3 of them by walks, 1 by hit by pitch, and a single back in the first. This is Gozo's second appearance. 1 hit and a walk against Diablos a couple of nights ago. He's been a little wild here to start, 3-0, down against Wei Tu Su.
You're hoping that that ever-important insurance run that Elvis Peralta crossed in isn't going to be important if you are Kane County. But on the other side, knowing that you're chasing 6 runs, again, the first 2 men on base would be a good start for the Brothers.
That's exactly right. Here's the 3-0. Misses high, and that's exactly what happens. And walks are the recipe to getting yourself back into a game like this, and also really just the way Chinese Taipei and these Brothers play, just hits and station to station and keeping the momentum and the movement. Nobody making that first or last out. That's how you get big comebacks.
We'll see how it starts here. You can now have runners at first and second, a quick little mound visit to just get things back under control. And Jax Groshans, he's been busy today, doing a lot of work, being not just kind of your important catcher, of course, but also mentoring your pitching staff to get through these tougher times, especially with pitchers who, again, still trying to get used to being here in Mexico City, especially against the middle part of this order, trying to get things going in check.
It's a single and a walk to start off Gozo's day. And now he gets Joy Chun Lin. Ground ball is the recipe for Gozo, but he does pump in a strike here in the top edge. Well, Chun Lin started this game by reaching his first 2 times, 1 by single, 1 by walk, but he's 0 for his last 3, including a double play and a strikeout. Gozo misses the spot, 1-1. Pop straight up in the air. Final throwing the glove up, trying to find it. Drifting over and makes the catch. That sun starting to come out here in Mexico City. It was a good job by Final to block it out and stay underneath it to grab the first out of the inning.
Well, especially with the wind looking like it's not really blowing all that much. But and again, though, that infield fly rule certainly big, especially if Final just didn't get as good of a look at it, especially with that sun just going right into his eyes.
Yeah, the wind not so strong, but kind of blowing all over the place. It was going right to left, now looking more left to right.
It's swirling a little bit. Especially here, we're in a bowl. I mean, there is open airness to the stadium, so it's not like a traditional bowl that you would see in some other ballparks. But that being said, the wind could get trapped and swirl around, and that can make things difficult, especially when it goes over the shade and then starts coming down below it.
Absolutely. Good spot there by Gozo to even up the count at 1 against Meng Chi Hu. Another guy that's reached a bunch in this game. 4 times aboard. The 1-1 from Gozo. Catches that outside edge at 95. Big, powerful arm on display. Su at first base and Su at second base for Chinese Taipei. And a swing and a miss at the plate by Meng Chi Hu. Gozo's first strikeout.
That's a big bounce back after the base hit and then the walk.
And it's the last life for this Chinese Taipei Brothers team in the form of the man that hit the home run, Cui-Ting Chen. 2 RBIs in this game, one by a sac fly in the second, the home run in the 6th. Most recently flew out to right deep. Into center field, Ray Zuber III backing it down and makes the catch. And that is how the game will end. Jake Gozo comes in and slams the door shut despite allowing a hit and a walk to kick off the 9th inning. But 16-10, the final score here for the Cougars, who improved to 2-0 here in the BCL 2026, putting themselves in prime position to be facing off on Sunday. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei and the Brothers dropping to 0-3, Trevor.
Yeah, this is just the sign of things from this Brothers ball club again. Another showing that they're getting better. Things are getting better from them. Their offense is starting off hot in every single game so far. The pitching has shown bright spots. But unfortunately, though, for the Brothers, they just haven't been able to piece it all together. The defense has been shaky at times. But otherwise, you look at the Kane County Cougars side, I mean, things were going for them well. They go down 5 runs early in the top of the first inning. They turn things around and immediately drop a 10 spot. And then it just keeps on going with the add-on. Even though Chinese Taipei puts 2 runs across, the Cougars answer back with 2 of their own, and it just continues to roll that way for the Cougars. And so far, they are certainly in prime position to be playing on Sunday, but they still have business to take care of. And a lot of that possible Sunday will come down to what happens in the evening cap tonight, when the Dantos will take on the Crocodiles in a game that is going to pretty much determine where Kane County sits. Are they going to be in prime spot for Sunday, or are they still going to have to battle up going into the weekend?
2 teams they still have to face, by the way, facing off tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is the Dantos and the Crocodiles, as you mentioned, a big game as far as positioning. And we'll take a look back at some of these highlights, and I guarantee we're going to see a lot of chaos.
Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up.